Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to DRL TV. We're here tonight at Auto Club Speedway, California for the 176 for the DRL National Series. Tonight I am your host, David Wellborn, and joining me tonight in the booth, believe it or not, we got Alexander Russell. How you doing tonight, Alex?
I'm doing pretty good. Looking forward to some exciting racing here in the Grand National Series.
Yeah, you and me both. I think we got all of our gremlins out of the way here tonight, as we just did get this broadcast started. We're just now into qualifying, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry about it, but it seems like windows needed to be updated. We got trading paints had to be updated. Java has to be updated. Discord had to be updated. You know, that's what happens when you don't restart your computer every day.
Yeah, the updates do sure pile up and fast. I know I had a few updates today.
Well, believe it or not, I actually started this at around 9 o'clock, so it took 33 minutes to get all my updates and to get this all situated. Hopefully tonight we'll have an awesome race, no gremlins. Maybe the broadcast will be pretty good here tonight, hoping that we won't get any lag from ATVO, considering that I had to update ATVO as well. So, but we are here tonight. We're here for 176, I guess you would call it miles, kilometers, whatever. It's 88 laps, so it should be an awesome race here tonight. Our track conditions, we are overcast, so it's going to be a lot of grip out there tonight. Air temperature is 65 degrees. The track temperature is 65 degrees. Very little wind, 3 miles an hour. So, yeah, these gentlemen are going to have a lot of grip. It looks like Getty Buckner is so far sitting on the pole with less than 2 minutes to go. David Wright, we were focused on him. He is qualified 15th so far. We do have 30 drivers taking the field that I know of. We're still waiting on Ben Izinga. Let's see if we can't get on him, see how he's doing, how he fares. We got Richard Springer, Highline Springer here tonight. James Larillo, Kenneth Robbins, and Randy Baker, Ashton Slice, and Paul Barr Booza. Those gentlemen have yet to qualify. They need to get it done. I see Larillo and Kenneth Robbins, neither one of them have hit the track yet, so they better be hitting the track if they don't want to get a drive-through penalty. You know, that's, well, I think Larillo, doesn't he drive in the, he drives the Cup, don't he?
I know his name's around frequently. He
Hold
might
on.
be in the Cup Series.
You know what, let me just take a quick look at our point standings just to make sure. Yeah, Larillo, I believe he's driving in the Cup because he's not anywhere in the top 20. No, he's actually, he's 18th in this series, so yeah, he drives in this series. He needs to get a qualifying time in, unless he's already messed up. 19 seconds to go. Richard Springer, he's got 10 seconds to cross that start-finish line. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wow, Springer did not get it in. Oh, my Lord. He did not get his qualifying time in. Ashton Slice didn't either. Wow, that's just crazy. I think Getty Buckner is on the pole. We're going to quickly try to grab Getty Buckner and get a quick interview for him real quick. Mr. Getty Buckner, you got a copy, brother?
Yes, sir, I do. How you doing, buddy?
Well, a lot better now that I've got everything straightened out, hoping we get all our gremlins out of the way. It looks like you got one out of the way. I believe you're sitting on the pole.
Yeah, I was able to get lucky, and I pushed the car pretty hard, and it actually stuck. So, surprise.
Well, I mean, man, dude, you've really been coming on strong here lately, getting poles, coming away with wins. Let me take a quick look at that again. Yeah, you know what? I believe you're tied with Hesgard in the point standing. So how does that feel?
It feels good. Hesgard, during practice, you could tell he's got the long run speed. I actually don't. So getting the pole was actually pretty huge. That's why I pushed so hard. I want to get that lap one. And then from there on, just try to survive. Hopefully, get a top 10 or top 5, top 7-ish. Just have a good race. I imagine some of these guys that have better long run speed will probably do a little bit better.
Is that
Yeah,
his guard behind you?
correct.
Well, you know how you fix his long run, don't you?
How's that?
Well, when you get across the start-finish line, you get that one lap lead, just hit the brakes.
Yeah, yeah, right. No, there's a lot of fast guys up here, but I think the fact that I start on the pole, I can get a lap lead. That'll be huge. Um, that's really that was the goal here. Now the other goal is to survive 88 laps here at Auto Club.
Well, Mr. Butner, we wish you the best of luck as always. Wow, that is really. All right, we'll try it again. We wish you the best of luck, Getty Butner, and get you out there on the track. Try to get you back down in there to your SGK Coleman drivers. So good luck tonight.
Hey, thanks, guys. You have a good broadcast. Hopefully, we see you at the end.
Yep. Alrighty, now that we got him where he needs to be. Sorry about that. I got to. Oh well. I hope they don't say anything too out of the ordinary, because it's a little too late for me to try and fix that. If we get, may have to mute iRacing if they go to talking, Alex. But yeah, like I said, updated everything and had to update iRacing as well. So with that being said, I forgot to mute the driver's chat, so we may hear some drivers' communication here tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
We got a long race ahead of us.
Might as well go ahead and try that real quick and fix it.
Yeah.
Because if I don't, somebody's going to say some 4-letter words, and that's not going to...
They're not family friendly.
They are not family friendly. No, they are not. Let me finish doing this. We are Green Flag Racing, ladies and gentlemen. I am so sorry about this.
Getty Buckner had a great restart. Ryan Hesgard as well. They're definitely timed that out pretty well.
Or, wow. All right, let's try this again. I'm going to have to hide everything just to do this. Just to mute the drivers. Done. All right, see, there's a lot of work that goes in behind this to get everything going, but hey, look at that. We're back, and we're live, and they are getting ready to complete that first lap. Getty Buckner is going to get his first lap, second lap going in. Hesgard is now trying to line up with him. And I believe that tonight we're going to end up seeing a lot of single file racing. It's going to be tough to pass with these Xfinity cars. They're not slowed down like the Cup cars have been. You know, with that new Cup package, I have yet to even get in one of the Cup cars since they put the new package in. So should be quite interesting to see how the long run goes with Hesgard, like Getty Buckner was talking about. And, you know, we got Clay Phillips. He's sitting up here in 9th place currently, but I look forward to seeing him coming up. And then we got Highline Springer here tonight. So should be really interesting, as these drivers did exactly what I said they were going to do. Make it single file.
From what I can tell with the current racing, it's going to be single file for a little bit until maybe a late race caution, because they want to save their tires and maybe try and cut down a pit stop to gain the extra advantage.
Well, there's definitely some moving back here in the back with Andrew Short and Sam Niederhelm and David Wright coming into the picture. And all this is a battle for 12th through 18th. So it's a mess back here in the back. That is just absolutely crazy. We'll jump back here a little bit with Martin Wenzel, as he is stuck in this big old pack They are 3 wide racing back here, and this is just crazy for almost last place. And you are going to see, wow, some tire smoke right there. The Kicking Chicken is up and against the fence there. I believe that was Kenneth Robbins that just brushed the wall. We're going to roll back up here in the front. Somehow or another, Hesgard is making a move on the inside of Getty Buckner. Makes that pass, makes it look like it was simple and easy. Getty's just going to fall right in behind him. Andrew Mars, Ben Izinga, Bill Edwards is our top 5. Getty's sticking right there with the S2R driver of Hesgard, and I'm sure that he's been doing a lot of practice with S2R this week, as normally S2R and SGK do a lot of practice together.
Yeah, there's seems to be quite a bit of an alliance that I've seen forming between the SGK and S2R drivers there on the racetrack. Maybe try and get their cars up to the front so there's not as much competition.
Well, I got to say, these cars look really good. I'm not a big fan of the banner. Some cars, we still have our DRL banners like Getty Buckner. But I don't understand, you know, I updated everything, but Getty Buckner's banner has not been updated for some reason. Hesgard's has. There's been a package that's been delivered to an iRacing, and we're still working through getting our banner on all the cars. Maybe that was just a hiccup on Wenzel's part, or maybe the cars have not been installed right, or it could be on my end, you know, you never know. But anyway, it looks really good out here with these Grand National cars. Hesgard not running away with it just yet. Getty Buckner sticking right there on him.
Yeah, Buckner's trying to keep a close gap to Hesgard, as if there is any mistake he makes in his line, Buckner could maybe try and jump in there and get the lead back to get some more valuable points.
But it looked like the sun was trying to peek through the clouds there for a minute. Now, if that happens, this track will warm up and it'll get a little slick out there. But right now, we are overcast. It's pretty cloudy out there. So they got a lot of grip as of right now. I would love to see this track warm up just a little bit and make it a little slick for these gentlemen. But I know they don't want it. I know they want all the grip they can get. A cold track means great grip.
Yeah, especially last night in the Cup Series. I know in my car that it was definitely quite a bit warm to drive.
Well, as we start searching, Clay Phillips has moved his way up a little bit. He's now currently in the 8th position. Jump back here with Dustin Jones as he's sitting here getting ready to do battle with Rod Fastenal. I hope I pronounced that right. Fastenal. And then we got Sam Niederhelm and Kyle Bingham. They're doing battle. We got the 13 of Larillo. I believe that is Larillo. Yep. Coming into picture as he is trying to make his way around these gentlemen. And this is a battle for 20th place. Seems like everybody's pretty much single file till you get about 17th position and back.
Yeah, there's not too much action currently going on in the racetrack. All the drivers are just trying to conserve the tires. It's with the cool track temps, it is really easy to get carried away and try and flat the corner out, but they're keeping their tires in check, trying to prolong the life of them.
Well, I figured out a way of making sure that I get airtime for my Texaco Haviland car. You know how I'm going to do that?
So how are you going to do that?
I'm going to sit here on Brent Kingcott and look at his beautiful Haviland Texaco Chevrolet he's got going on until he blinks out. Ah, he's back. But he's got a really nice paint job for that Haviland car. I like that car.
Yeah, it looks like a nice throwback from Davey Allison's age. It's a really nice complement to the current modern day cars we have now.
Yeah, now, if y'all don't know, I drive the Haviland cars or trucks or whatever when I race. And that's just because I owned a service station, a Texaco service station when I was working. So that's the reason I drive for Haviland, Texaco. Not much has changed up front. Hesgar, Buckner, Izinga, Marsh, Edwards has moved his way up into the 5th place. So not a bad night here for S2R and SGK.
Looks like there might have been a problem with the 4 car. He's dropped back quite a bit and is about to get lapped by the leaders.
Yeah, he is definitely getting ready to get lapped. And he does just get lapped. Got a little bit of fender damage there. Let's see if we can't instant replay him and see where that comes in at. Did I go back too far? I guess so. Let's try it again. It's not going to let us go back far enough to see what's going on. That's okay. We did try. I wished I could have figured out what happened to Wenzel there, but looks like Hesgard is trying to pull away just a little bit.
Yeah, the Hesgard and Buckner have pulled about a 7/10 of a second gap over Ben Izinga. The cars must be running really well in the cool conditions.
Well, the thing about it is, oh, you know, I didn't even do it. You know, I always normally do it. Before we get too far into this race and we get a yellow, who's your pick tonight? And just don't go with Hesgard or Getty Buckner because they're leading.
Yeah. Right now, it's looking like Matt Lovett's been working his way up through the field. He started 18th and he's worked his way up to 13th. Maybe a late race caution, he'll be able to quick get something in the way. He's even running pretty decent lap times.
Well, you know, it's probably going to come down to those two gentlemen right there between Hesgard and Buckner. Excuse me. Excuse me again. But I want to see Clay Phillips get up there. I really want to see him tackle this track, get up there. He's now moved up into the 7th position as he just got around Cornwett. So I would love to see a long run come in from Mr. Phillips. He was our last year champion in the Grand National Series. Would love to see him at least get up there and start being in contention for this championship this season.
Yeah, he's definitely worked his way up through there. He might have a good car. Being the champion, he has a little bit of a rep on his shoulders. Everyone's trying to go out and beat his car.
Well, this is a track that you're going to have to race. It's very wide. You can get 5 wide. We've seen it. But this is a driver's track. Just because you can get 5 wide, there is a preferred line around here. And if you can hit your marks, you can actually pull away, especially in these Grand National cars.
Yeah, hitting your marks this track is very important. I know last night in the Cup Series when I was running, I missed my mark a few times and got into the outside wall, which had some pretty catastrophic effects. But especially with these Grand National cars without the reduced downforce and horsepower, it's going to be even more important to hit your mark and really work on the fast long run.
Well, I believe that's what we're going to see here tonight. We probably won't see too many yellows until getting to the end when everybody knows it's to go time. If we do get a yellow, I'm going to imagine it's going to be right around caution, pit stop times is what I'm trying to get out of my mouth. Just because some people may struggle getting on and off pit road. There are a couple of drivers who are experiencing some technical difficulties, as you can clearly see smoke when they blink out and come back in. So I don't know if drivers are seeing that or if it's just on our end, but you know that could be upsetting if you are riding along and all of a sudden you see smoke ahead of you. You don't know if there's a wreck, and we're seeing a lot of it, and a lot of it's coming, I believe, from the 7 car. And that is,
Tyler Edwards.
Yep. I'm gonna take a quick look because if it happens again, we'll see which car it is. I'm trying to keep an eye out for it. But yep, the 7 car just blinks out, and he pops back in. Didn't see no smoke that time, but he did blink out during the straightaway.
Might only happen if he's in the turns. I'd have to monitor that a little bit more, but he's blinking out on the straightaway.
And there's the smoke. It is definitely him that's blinking in and out and coming up with the smoke. So that would be kind of discerning for me if I was a driver behind him. As we are 21 laps into this 88 lap race, what do you think? 40 laps and they come in and try to run the last 48 and make it a 1 stop?
I'd say that would be their best bet, is to try to stretch the fuel as long as they can. Because since the race length isn't around 100 laps, you're going to have to pit. You could pit once. And tank is about 40 laps, so I think they try to do that. Maybe try to squeeze a little bit out extra just to get the 1 stop, save a bit of time.
Well, if you can push it to 44, then you're definitely good to make it. And Getty Butner just tagged the outside wall just a little bit right there. Let's see if he got actually. Yeah, he definitely got some front end damage on that. Wow.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Running second, he was quite close to Ryan Hesgard.
Well, that's what happens when that wall sneaks up on you.
Yeah, it's very unpredictable, and you can lose a lot of time from just barely brushing it.
Well, he definitely got quite a bit of damage on that fender, and that is going to hurt his time. That's for sure.
Seeing a move for third by Bill Edwards going underneath Ben Izinga.
And Tyler Edwards is still hanging in there in the top 5. That's got to be really scary for that 7 to be doing that in front of the 70. Uh-oh, we got a yellow flag.
It looks to be Zachary Smith entering turn 1.
All right. Well, he almost got into the 86 right there. He's got the 51 up underneath him. Ooh, I don't know who that would be on. Take another quick look at that. All right, we're riding along with Mr. Smith, and the 86 is coming up. They almost made contact right there. But now we got the 51 of Barbuza. Oh, he just drives right into the back end of him. And then the 60 plows right into the back end of him. That's Sam Niederhelm. Wow. Yeah, the 51 just looks like he got the back end of the 20, but the 20 doesn't look that bad. I mean, no worse for wear. Back end looks good.
It just looks like he had a little spin and he was able to recover pretty well.
Now, he does have a little bit of right side fender damage, but other than that, I think he'll be good. Maybe he can get that fixed as he comes down pit road.
Yeah, that seems like a pretty easy repair by his crew. Shouldn't be more than 30 seconds, I would guess.
And now's the time to do it. Get it in, get it done, take the loss, and try to fight your way back up through the field.
Yeah. One driver that I've seen that's been falling back a little is the number 80 of PJ O'Leary, part-timing.
Oh, what is the 85 doing? He was backing up in the middle of pit road. 85. Now you're going to start doing this.
It looks like the 85 got into the 10 Rod. And there was a little hiccup going into his pit stop.
Oh, come on. All right, here we go. Oh, contact, yeah, getting into the pit road, into the box. Oh, wow. They may want to look at that. Race control is probably going to take a look at that. I believe the 10 may have actually been on the inside of him all the way down. I don't know. Farsenal, let's take a quick look at that again.
And I'm hearing from race control that they're reminding the drivers of the 3 pit stop rule, 3 in, 3 out.
Yeah, so you definitely don't want to have that. Well, he's coming back down. Farsenal is coming back down. So he may be getting an end of EOL or drive-through penalty due to that little mishap. No, he's actually stopping again. Yeah, he had to stop and go. I believe maybe race control gave him a stop and go. Don't know. Really not sure on that one, but that was really weird that happened. And we got the 48. I'm assuming that he is looking to get a waiver round. And I believe Martin Wenzel may have actually been the driver who got his lap back for the lucky dog.
Martin Wenzel, I am seeing is confirmed on the lead lap.
So yeah, he did get his lap back for the lucky dogs. I don't know if I like this call, the 48 staying out and getting his wave around. Just for the simple fact that he is not going to be able to stop. I made that mistake at one race this week or last week or something like that where I stayed out to get my bonus points and then decided I was going to come down pit road and entered a closed pit, and that did not quite work out for me like I thought it was going to.
Yeah. I could see why the 48 would want to stay out to get his lap back, but 4 tires are really important, especially at a track that's so worn in as Auto Club.
Well,
it's really important.
You're 30 laps into this run. The only thing he could be hoping for right now is these gentlemen to get really aggressive here and cause a yellow and then he can come in. But yellows do breed yellows.
Yes, sir, they do. It's when you pack all these drivers close together, especially after a 25 lap run, they're going to see that maybe we should try and push a bit harder to get the lead because maybe another yellow is going to come out in that amount of time.
Well, Getty Buckner doesn't look like he got a lot of that damage fixed, as you can still see that tire sticking completely out of that right front fender. But he is leading this race. Got on it off pit road first. Pace car is in. Getty Buckner bringing him down slow. He is now away, and we are green flag racing once again. Now, if I'm a driver, and if you'll see this for me tomorrow night, if I actually get to restart the race and lead this race tomorrow night on a restart, I'm going to start it on the outside. That's just because you can get so much momentum built up, and you're shooting for the outside anyway. You saw Getty Buckner, as soon as he crossed the start-finish line, he moved his way up the track. So why not just start on the outside and get that momentum built up to start up with?
What I believe is Getty Buckner wants to get the inside just so he has the shortest distance to the start-finish line, as Ryan Hesgard with a power move on the inside just drives around Getty Buckner, and Ben Izinga is right on his rear tire.
Well, that's going to be due to that right front fender damage. And those three drivers definitely know how to get around these racetracks, especially Getty Buckner has been doing really well here lately. And so has Izinga. Izinga's really been doing good. But my man tonight, the one I'm looking forward to seeing come up through this, is Clay Phillips, and he is now currently in 6th. So he's gaining. It's taking him a while to get around the car, but slowly but surely he is making his way up into this field.
Yeah, after starting a little bit ways in the back of the field, he's now moved up into the 5th position. He sees the leaders in the front windshield. He's just got to tell himself, I'll get him. I just have to run my race, keep care of the tires, and he'll be up in the front in no time.
I would definitely like to see him get a top 5 finish here tonight. Consistency is what's going to win races. Finishing 18th, 19th, and 20th every week is just not going to cut it. But now, believe it or not, he had a lot of bad races last season and still ended up with the championship just because he ran every race last season, if I'm not mistaken, maybe with the exception of 2. But even with those bad races, he still finished some of those races. He didn't just quit. He stayed in there, and which allowed him to get as many points as possible. And bonus points is always the thing. Leading laps, finishing races without damage, no incident points, most laps led, stuff like that will win you championships. As with Robbie Armstrong in the Truck Series last year, he didn't even win a race, and he still ends up winning the championship. So
yeah, it's definitely keeping that car consistent and clean, and running every race is a very big part about winning a championship in this series. It definitely helps your performance to keep the car on track every single week.
Well, now we got Edwards is looking to try to make his move, and he is forcing Izinga down around the track, at the bottom of the track. You know, that is one move to make. You can force a driver down. If you can force him down and keep him down, as long as you got the momentum, you can continue on. The bottom is not necessarily the best way to get around this track.
Yeah, there are multiple grooves. I would look to see the bottom maybe drift up to the middle lane to try and save some momentum, keep the tires better. On this short run in the cool track temps, the bottom is going to be one of the main places drivers want to use.
Well, if you're a smart driver, you can run that middle lane and force the car on the inside of you even that much further, just by not coming up, which will make him scrub off so much speed, and then you're still able to carry that momentum. And Getty Buckner.
Yeah, great racing up front by these top 4 or 5 drivers. Everyone's in a short little group wanting to make a move, and Getty Buckner is attempting to use the middle lane to his advantage. Almost succeeded there against Ben Izinga.
Now this is a tight battle right here for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. I mean, you can just barely. That was so close between those 3 drivers right there. And then we got Taylor Edwards. His internet connection looks to be like it's finally settled down.
Everything
And there
is
goes
looking-
Edwards.
Yeah.
Edwards taking a look on the inside of Getty Buckner. Oh, wow, they are so close right there.
Getty Buckner definitely using the lessons that you said and keeping them pitched onto the bottom so they can't get the momentum and go up high.
And you got to worry about that other car, like maybe the 6, deciding he's going to make it 3 wide. When you're in a situation like that, all of a sudden you hear 3 wide and you're the car on the bottom or the car on the top. You're like, oh Lord, hope I got. You might have to back out, and if you back out, then that car in the middle shoots the gap, and then you're there. No fuss, no muss. That is a good way to gain some position as well. As Martin Wenzel has went another lap down, I'm wondering if he doesn't have some engine trouble, because he hasn't even went 10 laps, and he is now going a lap down again.
Yeah, that right front damage could be a real problem for him. I didn't see how hard he hit the wall, but it may be engine damage or something that can't be repaired under yellow.
Yeah, he's got to be definitely down on horsepower, that's for sure. And it's looked like he's just trying to find a way to get out of everybody's way.
Yeah, he's about 5 miles an hour slower. It looks like a straightaway. There might be that engine damage, as you've said.
Well, Hesgard is just about pulled away with almost a full second. He's at least 3/4 of a second ahead of Izinga. And these cars are starting to do a lot of good battling. And just as I said that. And I'm not even sure if I'm going to be able to get that as...
I do not know where the caution originated. Could be for debris.
Yeah. You find it, and maybe I'll be able to get ATVO to work for me.
I'm looking. I'm not seeing anything right now. That's very unusual.
Sam Niederhelm, maybe?
Could be Sam Niederhelm. He's a little bit off the pace. It's very unusual.
We were riding along with Sam Niederhelm. The 48 is blinking in and out. And I'm just wondering if they make contact right here. Maybe Sidarius Jackson. I'm really not sure where it's at. And
Yeah. I'm looking at lap times, and I'm not really seeing too much.
alright, let's try it again. Let's see if we can't get with the... Are you kidding me with this? You're riding along with Sidarius Jackson. And he blinks out. That's why I couldn't see him. Wow, he was out for a long time. Not going to be able to get it.
Yeah, that caution, I guess we'll settle that under a debris.
Yep, I guess that's what we're going to have to do, as ATVO is really being picky right now. Well, Hesgard did beat Getty Buckner back out on the track, followed by Bill Edwards, Ben Izinga, Clay Phillips, Taylor Edwards, Ryan Walsh, Andrew Marsh, Buddy Chamberlain, and James Larillo is going to be our top 10. And both Sidarius Jackson and the 48 are electing to stay out again. And that's Kenneth Robbins in the 48. Well, 48 decided to come in, but Sidarius Jackson decided to stay out. Get his wave around. Let's see. Think maybe he's got 12 or 13 laps on his tires.
Yeah, I'd say he pitted under the last caution where he got damage. And it's about 12 laps, as you've said.
Well, Giddy Buckner is not doing too bad. He's hanging in there as we are getting ready to come to halfway around this race here. I think what we're going to do is when they get ready to go back green flag racing, I think we're going to rev this thing up. What do you think about that?
Yeah, let's do a good old-fashioned crank it up.
Now, Hesgard is doing pretty good here tonight. Our top 5 has really been hanging in there pretty strong. We got 2 S2R drivers. We got... can't remember if Izinga's S2R. I believe Izinga is S2R too. Let me see.
Yeah, he's got a little decal on the back of his Toyota Camry.
Yeah, Ben Izinga is S2R as well. So... where's Mike Lemon at? Lemon is in 12th. Andrew Short. He is SGK. They're doubling up and getting ready to go. Short is right behind Lemon, so Hesgard did elect to take the outside, which is exactly what I would have done. .30 drivers, and only one of them is a lap down. Wow.
Some impressive driving by all the people here at this racetrack.
I'm going to believe, I believe Martin Winslow actually got his lap back again. He did.
It's kind of lucky for him getting the lucky dog twice in a row.
Robbins and Jackson is the 2 drivers that are a lap down. And I think Sidarius didn't make it out in front of the pace car. Okay. We are going to rev this thing up.
The yellow flag is out.
Alright, do you know where that was at?
I'm seeing the 13 car of James Larillo heavily damaged in the front grass.
That can never be a good sign.
looks to be some incident with the 5 of Buddy Chamberlain as well.
I have no idea what is going on. Well, Lorillo is locked out on my ATVO. There he is. Let's see if we can't get it now. It's not going to let me get him. I don't understand what's going on.
Alright, I'll try to describe to the audience of what happened in the wreck. Looks like that Lorello and the 5 of Buddy Chamberlain, they were racing real hard. Chamberlain comes a bit down on Lorello, gets him sent sideways and down the track. Ryan Walsh seems to maybe have gotten loose off of turn 4, hits Lorello in the right quarter panel, which sends him up the track and down to the grass, where he's not able to get it stopped in time and hits the inside wall.
Right.
It's an unfortunate circumstance for the number 13 and 86. 5 seems to have escaped without too much damage to his machine.
You're not going to believe this, but I have lost complete control. My timing screen just completely blacked out. I love ATVO's update. Beautiful. I got no timing screen at all.
It's a very unfortunate event that we just had.
Are you serious with that? I'd give a nickel if I could get back on the leaders. Pandolf's car's got a lot of damage to it. He may have been involved in that wreck. Alright, I'll do it again. See, we can't close out the timing screen and bring it back.
Yeah, looking back at the replay, James did get just a little bit by Buddy in the 5. gave him that rear end damage. I don't know if he knows about it yet, but he's definitely got a little bit of that damage.
Month.
Green flag, green flag.
Back under racing, Hesgard has a pretty good jump there.
Looks like the sun's finally come out. But I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. ATVO has just locked me in on the 39 car and is refusing to allow me to change the camera.
Technical difficulties are not a fun thing when you're trying to run a broadcast.
Are you kidding me with that? I don't know what to say. Well, as bad as I hate to do this, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. I hope we got everything fixed as we get set back to set this thing back up. Hesgard is still our leader, followed by William Edwards, Ben Izinga, Taylor Edwards, Andrew Short, Clay Phillips, Getty Buckner, David Wright, James Pandolf, and Dustin Jones. While we're sitting here thinking about it, Martinsville is going to be our next race for the Grand National Series. It'll be Tuesday the 26th. Can't wait to see that. 200 laps there. Going to be an awesome race there for sure. Next broadcast is actually going to be tomorrow night. It is going to be Fontana, and it's going to be in our truck series. So I'm looking forward to running that race.
Definitely be an interesting one with the trucks and the current situation that they have there.
And like I said, it says 57 laps on this stint. I know better than that because I had to reset ATVO. I see why. Alrighty. Well, like I said, it's not much has changed other than the fact that Getty Buckner has dropped all the way back into the 7th position. He's got David Wright closing in on him pretty fast. Clay Phillips has moved back into the 6th position. So we got 2 S2R drivers up front. 3 S2R drivers. 1, 2, 3. Hesgard, Edwards, and Izinga. Taylor Edwards has come back after all of that internet connection issues he's had early on in the race. He is still hanging around in the top 5. Clay Phillips is making his way around Andrew Short right now, trying to make his way up into the top 5, and does so. Short looking to make that crossover move though.
Getty Buckner's trying to help his teammate out a bit to get that 5th spot back, but he seems to have slid in behind Clay Phillips.
But a high line is the way to go around this track. If you keep that driver on the bottom, you can actually build the momentum, as both of those drivers just went past Andrew Short. We jump back up to the front. It looks like Bill Edwards is trying to look in on the inside of his guard. I think he wants a couple of points for leading the lap. So we got less than, well, just a little over 20 laps to go here in this race. Not too bad of a race so far. I mean, it has pretty much been a Hesgard show, but I mean, what do you expect with this package that we're dealing with the Grand National Series? They did not adjust this package as much as I thought they would, like they did the Cup. You know, I would love to see something be done with that to incorporate into the Grand National Series as well. You know, just so we can get some more side-by-side racing instead of follow the leader on these 2 mile and a half tracks.
Yeah, I definitely would like to see some more of the current racing, as you said, in the Cup Series for the Grand National Series. I feel the talent here is really good, and they would be able to put on a great show for all the fans out there watching on YouTube.
Well, it's still going to be it looks like a S2R show here tonight. Let's see if we can't roll back here in the back. See if we can't find a little something going on somewhere.
There is a battle for 16th involving the number 80 of PJ O'Leary and the 14th of Matt Lovett.
Yeah, that wasn't much of a battle. Lovett just went right by PJ. Of course, now the 4 cars behind him have got damage and he doesn't, so. The 14 of Lovett doing a really good job here this evening.
That's really good. He's keeping that car clean and fast for when it counts.
Take a quick look at the temperature has came up by 5 degrees for the track, so I wouldn't say it's getting a little slick out there. I mean, we're still 7-degree temperature track. That's still pretty cool. Edwards is hanging right there with Hesgard. We got almost a 1.1 second back. Izinga is off of Hesgard. And he is currently being challenged by Edwards. And that's Taylor Edwards. I think Taylor is trying to get up underneath him. But Izinga's not hearing of it. He's making that car just as wide as he can. My man Phillips is still up in the top 5. Now we got a battle back here with Dustin Jones and Andrew Marsh. Jones is on the inside, Marsh is on the out.
Jones is able to make a lot of time through the center, but Jones.
Marsh blinked out. I think he's gone. Oh, there he come back. And now he's back out again.
He seems to have almost 2,000 ping.
Well, he won't be in here long with that.
Yeah, it's abnormally high.
iRacing should have kicked him out over 700, but I'll be surprised if he comes back this time.
Monitoring the situation, I think we have lost the number 70 car.
Well, we have got 20 laps to go in this race, ladies and gentlemen. Been a long race. It's been a very eventful race. Marsh is, look, I think he's back into the server. Or he's trying to get back in. Edwards is definitely not letting Hesgard run away with this. I'd like to see a close battle between these two when it comes down to these last few laps. Not just follow the leader. Somehow or another, I missed it. Clay Phillips has moved his way up into the 4th place. He is all over the back end of Izinga.
Andrew Marsh has just disconnected the race server. Shame to see that happen after running pretty well.
Yep. Up in the top 10 all night long, pretty much. Ends up having mechanical issues.
It's unfortunate.
So we've had 2 yellows tonight, is that right?
Yes, we have had, I think, 2 yellow flags tonight. One at 25 and one around the lap 40 mark.
So that's 3 because we had a back-to-back yellow.
Yeah, we had the debris caution as well.
Yeah, the one we couldn't find. So not too bad of a race. 3 yellows for 88 laps. Now, if the truck race goes this well tomorrow night, I'll be happy.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be some close racing as Clay Phillips is battling with Ben Izinga for 3rd, running right on each other's door panels.
No. Edwards, Phillips to the inside. He got him cleared. Izinga looking to make the crossover. Now this is a tough battle here for 3rd. And Taylor Edwards just looking at it, trying to decide, does he stay with one of the drivers or he goes through the middle?
Yeah, the laps are winding down. I'm starting to think about where do I want to be when the race comes to.
I know where I want to be, in front of Hesgard.
Yeah, that's but not going a lap down because he's definitely the man to beat right now.
Well, see, now we wouldn't have this show if Getty Butner had listened to me early on.
Yeah, and Clay Phillips has made his way clear and is into 3rd. He is running lap times
And
almost the same as the leader.
look at that. Taylor Edwards and Getty Butner both make it around Izinga.
Izinga must have a little problem with the car.
He probably just got fed up with it and said, all right, Joas, y'all go. I still get you.
Yep, he'll get him when the tires wear out.
Well, let's go hard or go home now. I mean, we're coming up on 12 laps to go. If you ain't got where you're going to be, you need to be doing it now. And this is a tight battle here for 3rd through 5th. Or I should say 3rd through 6th. Getty Butner looking on the inside of Izinga. I think the handling has went away on Izinga as he just pushed up. I think he just brushed the wall.
Yeah, I was going to say, did you see Izinga hit the wall? He definitely has some damage now. That's going to impact the performance of his Camry dramatically.
Trying to go back to see if we can figure out. They must have got that damage earlier. Oh, I know what's going on. All right, here it is. Getty Buckner goes up underneath him. And I'm going to say he's got a handle in this shoe. He grabs the apron, and it just pushes him right up into the wall. He's way out of the gas, and he still hit the wall. Dropped, I think, all the way back to 7th position over that.
Tough break, man. He was running up in the top 3, contending with Hesgard, but fate must have just not dealt him the right cards today.
Well, when these tires start going away, they go. I mean, you can feel like Superman for what, like 10, 15 laps? Then after that, you're just like, where did it go? You start plowing like a freight train.
Yeah. Track temp is dropped a little bit, now is down to 68 degrees, so they're gaining a little bit of the grip they had back. That's just not enough.
Now, do you remember what lap it was for our last yellow?
It was, last yellow came out around lap 40. Lap 39 to lap 40.
Well, I'm wondering if it's going to be close or not. That's the only thing I was thinking about. I've lost all the timing and everything, so I don't have no idea how many laps are on these gentlemen's tires or not.
It's about, I think they have about 40 laps on their tires. It might be close on fuel too.
That's what I'm thinking.
So the Cup race, I think the most we were able to stretch it was about 46 laps. Can't do 2 more than that.
Well, now y'all also had a different package as well. You know, y'all been restricted. A lot of more downforce, which is going to make you use a lot more gas. So
Less horsepower, so
Yep.
you're going to use a bit more to get up to the current speeds. So it's definitely, they might
may,
have to
yeah.
hit.
7 laps to go. And Hesgard is letting Edwards know that he better stand on it, because just in the last 2 laps, Hesgard has pulled away by 0.2 of a second over Bill Edwards.
Bill Edwards might also be deciding to save a little bit of fuel just in case he can't make it. I don't know about Ryan Hesgard, but Clay Phillips definitely is using every drop he has right now to defend from Tyler Edwards and Getty Buckner.
Now that is a tight battle right there between those 3 drivers. Wow. Phillips was really close to that wall.
I don't think you could have fit a sheet of paper in between his car and the wall. That was close.
He is doing an awesome job at holding those 2 drivers off. And, you know, Getty Buckner has done an awesome job. He's bounced back after hitting the wall. I think with those cautions, he's finally got his car back right. The fender looks pretty good now.
Very impressive driving and what he's done, and the amount of patience he must have had to keep his car in that first little run just to get it fixed in the second caution. It's really benefited him, and now he's out here running 5th with maybe contention at 3rd as he gets into the 7, who has a big wiggle.
Rubbin's racing, brother. Rubbin's racing.
Yeah, and we'll definitely be hearing that term a lot more at next week, which is Martinsville.
Oh, that you ain't gonna hear that term. You're gonna hear 8 tires is better than 4 in a turn. Oh no.
We have a caution, and that is going to end the race.
We may get a 1-lap shootout, but it's gonna be really close. Do you know where it was at?
It seems to be the number 5 of Buddy Chamberlain, who is very slow.
Are you? All right. More than one way to skin a rabbit.
Well, that makes things interesting.
I am trying my best. I want this replay. I guess I'm old enough for my wants not to hurt me, huh?
Yeah, that's definitely interesting.
Well, again, I am unable to bring the replay.
I cannot see that wreck either. It must have blinked out for you. Or for me.
Alright, I think I might get it. Or not. The wreck had to be somewhere else. Because he sounds like he's running half throttle. He's rolling up on... He almost drilled the 48 car again. You know, I don't know if we're going to go back green flag or not. That may be the race. Hesgard looks like he's going to end up being our winner. Followed by Bill Edwards, Clay Phillips, Tyler Edwards, Getty Buckner, David Wright, Ben Izinga, Mike Lemon, High Live Springer, and Matt Lovett.
How about that? That was one interesting race. Cautions played a big factor there.
Yep, it sure did. I would have loved to have seen this race finish under yellow, but, I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, green. Wow. Well, as Hesgard is going to burn it down on this last lap. He's going to be going a whopping 65 mile an hour.
To the start-finish line to claim
One more
prize.
victory, yep. Gain a couple points over top of Getty Buckner this time.
Yep. He will definitely be the new points leader for Grand National Series, leading, I think, the most laps tonight and claiming the victory.
He's going to rack up some nice bonus points here tonight. We got less than a half a lap to go. Hesgard's done a really good job here. Has a really good shot at winning the championship this season, I think.
Yeah, he's definitely worked on his pace. Maybe after last season not getting the championship with the dominating performance he's had. Definitely wants to clean out and get the victory this season overall. Feel like he's a real contender for the championship.
Now, we got a lot of new drivers in here as well. And we still got a long season. We're just 5 races into this 36 race championship. He says, I ain't going all the way around. Oh, wow, look at that. Got tagged at the end.
Zachary Smith giving him a little love tap there.
Yeah, I was talking about get out of the racetrack before you do that. Let's see. We'll grab Mr. Hesgard. We'll do our top 3 and get ready to call her a night. Mr. Hesgard, you got a copy, my man?
Smoke's in the way. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, would you say smoke's all up in that car?
Yeah.
I know, it's gagging me over here in the booth, man. Not too bad tonight. Started 3rd, finished 1st. Had a little bit of competition there between your teammate Bill Edwards and a little bit of competition between Getty there for a while. Walk us through your race, man.
Yeah, it was, I mean, we practiced in the sun all week, and then all of a sudden we come in here and it's cloudy and cold. Didn't really know what to expect there, and couldn't really get the times that Getty and Ben and, you know, like those guys were getting in practice, but I knew we'd be fine in the long run, and we were. So once we got the lead there from Getty, it was, you know, it was just managing tires and trying to keep pace. And I tell you what, Bill there gave me a run for my money. He made me work for it. I told him, I said, I'm not pulling over here, Bill, but if you get close, I'm not going to fight a teammate with 20 to go either. So proud of our efforts. You know, it says a lot about this team. I think if Larillo can avoid some of the wrecks, S2R has a decent shot at finishing all 4 of our guys in the top 5 tonight.
Yeah, I don't know. We were unfortunately having some technical difficulties. Actually was not able to bring but one replay all night long, so really not sure what's going on. We're gonna have to get up and do something with our broadcasting software. It just seems to be getting worse week in and week out. I don't know if it's the drivers, number of drivers, or what. I updated everything, so again, it was unfortunate for our broadcast, but awesome race for you. Shout outs, man. Got any?
Yeah, I got to shout shout out you guys in the booth for giving that extra element week in and week out, 3 days a week. You know, that's an incredible amount of dedication, and we as drivers appreciate it, and I know our fans and family really appreciate it. So big thank you to you guys. Thank you to the admins, as you know, to DRL as whole. They give us a pretty good platform here, pretty good group of drivers to compete week in and week out with. So thank you to them. And then, as always, thank you to the S2R boys. You know, without those guys, you know, I say it every week, but it's the truth. We're not here. We're not racing. We're not having battles like we just witnessed here, you know. So big thank you to them. And I do got to give a shout out to SGK Racing and Getty and those guys. They, you know, we've been practicing week in and week out with them, trying to get, you know, I don't want to have our team just dominate or anything like that. I want to increase the competition and, you know, make the Grand National Series one of the better series. We got the car package now. We got, you know, with the changes with the cup, some of that stuff is not so enjoyable as it was. So if we can get some of these guys and practice together and get everybody's respect, I think that'll be good. So big thank you to SGK and Getty.
Well, I told Getty there was one way he can ensure on keeping the points lead here this evening, but he didn't listen to me. I told him after he got his first lap led was just to hit the brakes, and he didn't want to hear any of that. So
I appreciate him not doing that.
I know you do. Well, anyway, congratulations on your win, Mr. Hesgard, and I look forward to seeing you doing that quite a few more times this season.
Thanks, guys.
Yes, sir. We'll move him back down into S2R, and I think we're going to have to grab another S2R driver and get him set up for a interview. Mr. Bill Edwards, where are you? Come to daddy. Mr. Edwards, do you have a copy, my man?
Yes, sir, I do.
Well, not too bad of a race for you. You started 5th, you finished 2nd. Could have been a better race for you tonight?
It was getting close. I was trying to push it just a little bit. Me and Ryan were running pretty identical laps, and I was trying to push it just a little bit at the end, and I think I just burned off just a tiny bit more than he did. So I couldn't run him down, but it's not an easy task. So.
Well, if you'd have blowed on that monitor or the windshield, you might have caught him a little bit, because you wasn't that far behind him.
Oh, I was trying to Flintstone with 1 foot out the window. I couldn't catch it.
I hear you, man. Well, you did an awesome job here tonight. It was an awesome race. Look forward to seeing you back up into the top 5 each week from here on out. Mr. Russell, you got anything for him?
That is the plan.
Nothing much, just great job seeing you two battling up front towards the ending laps. It was a lot of fun to watch, and I hope the viewers all enjoyed that.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Yep, it was a lot of fun running it. So.
Shout outs, my man. Get them in, get them out. I know you got them.
Well, going to start with you guys, putting on an awesome broadcast every week. DRL for having a pretty great league here. All these drivers out here, a lot of clean racing today, only a couple cautions. Got to give a shout out to S2R. You know, we put in some practice laps and stuff every week, and it's a lot of fun having somebody to bounce ideas off of and everything. So, and also SGK Racing. I know we do some practice with those guys as well. Getty. And got to thank my mom for watching and my girlfriend Michelle.
Hi, Mom. Hi, girlfriend.
Hear on the TV out there, so.
Well, Mr. Edwards, you do a fine job week in and week out, and we look forward to seeing you back up here in the top 5 again.
Yep, can't wait.
All righty. Have a great night, and we'll see you back here at Martinsville.
I got you.
All right, pop him back down into S2R. Now, my man, now I still got him here. What happened? There he went. My man Clay Phillips is coming up. Mr. Phillips, do you have a copy, my man?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Well, you started this race 11th. You come home with a top 3 finish. you're making your way back up into where you need to be to start going for a second championship bid. How does it feel?
Feels a lot better than the first 4 races.
I know that's right. Well, you kind of started out on the same foot last year, did you not?
Yeah, I guess pretty consistent right now, as of, or speaking in terms of last year. I was hoping for a lot better results through these first couple races, but just get caught up in a bunch of incidents, and it's just all about being consistent and running up front, staying up front. And I haven't started up front in a couple of races, and it hindered my performances. So I'm trying to work on that, starting and staying up front, and then see what happens from there, and work on building up for a run.
Thoughts or concerns going into Martinsville next week?
It's gonna be a little difficult. People are gonna have to definitely dust off them brake pedals, and
What?
hopefully it's a
we
good
got
race.
brakes. There's brakes on these things.
Yeah, I think there's a pedal down there for it.
Oh, that's what that middle pedal's for. I only use
Yeah.
the one on the far left and the one on the far right. I never knew what that one in the middle was for.
No, those two. That'd send you right to pit road.
Yeah.
The garages.
Yeah. Well, it's going to take a lot of work. It's going to be a lot of laps next week. I believe it's going to be 200 laps. So it's going to be a long haul. What do you think about that?
Yeah. It's gonna require a lot of practice this week. I believe a lot of guys gonna have to put time in, and the guys that don't, it's gonna hurt a little bit. But hopefully they can handle their own, and we can run a clean race and have a lot of fun. Just everybody. I don't know. It's gonna be a little grueling too. We haven't been to a track yet where we use that much braking and focus, and there's not a lot of time for errors. So hopefully we all can clean up on that stuff and have a great race for you guys.
Well, I don't know about how the first 100 laps is going to go in that race, but I know where I want to be at the last 100 laps of that race.
I want to be right here, but where Hesgard's sitting.
I know that's right. Shout outs, man. Get them in, get them out. I know you got them.
Thanks to you guys putting on these broadcasts, and just this league is a great league. All the viewers who are watching, if you're looking to get into racing, you definitely need to join a league, and this is one to be a part of. So I want to thank everybody who's a part of DRL.
Well, we do appreciate that. I know all the administrators and drivers do as well. So congratulations on your top 3 finish. Look forward to seeing you have more and more of them as the season progresses.
Yes, sir, and maybe a couple wins be added along with it.
Love to see you get a couple of wins here, brother.
All right, thanks.
Have a good evening.
Hey.
Where were you at? Phillips?
Yeah, what's up?
Where was you at?
What do you mean?
What channel?
Oh, Bad Luck
Okay.
Racing.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was Clay Phillips, last year's champion winner. Again, as I said, our next race in this series is going to be at Martinsville on the 26th 200 lap short track racing. What do you think about that, Alexander?
I think it's definitely going to be an interesting one to watch. More bumping and banging instead of single filing out. It's definitely going to not be as clean, I think.
I think a lot of people's going to rack up some of them penalty points. What do you think?
Some of those hardcore incident points, don't want to get too much of those, but you
Well, that's something else we gotta. We didn't see that happen this race. Of course, now we didn't have that many yellows. Didn't see anybody disqualified for our incident rules package that we have here this year in DRL, but may still a couple of drivers get disqualified due to incident points itself from iRacing. That would probably throw a monkey wrench into your championship bid as well if that happens. So that is something.
Definitely.
I don't want to see that happen to any driver. Happened to me, I think, one time this year so far. So yeah, it's not fun to get caught up in a bunch of wrecks and end up being disqualified and losing positions over a DQ and incident points, especially if it's something that you couldn't do anything about. You know, just getting caught up into some stuff. But our next race is going to be tomorrow night, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be at Auto Club here again. It's going to be our truck race. Looking forward to that race. Cannot wait. Hoping for a top 10 again, at least for me, myself, and I. Unofficial results. Ryan Hesgard, believe it or not, led 80 of the 88 laps here tonight. Getty Buckner led the other 8, so nobody else got any bonus points for leading laps. That's quite unfortunate, but it is what it is. Ryan Hesgard was our winner. Bill Edwards was second. Clay Phillips was third. Taylor Edwards was fourth. Getty Buckner fifth. David Wright sixth. Ben Izinga seventh. Mike Lemon eighth. Richard Springer ninth. Matt Lovett 10th. Kyle Bingham 11th. Andrew Short 12th. PJ O'Leary 13th. Dustin Jones 14th. Ashton Slice 15th. Gary Cornwett is 16th. Paul Barbuza is 17th. Rod Fossenau is 18th. Zachary Smith 19th. Sidarius Jackson 20th. Sam Niederhelm 21st. Kenneth Robbins 22nd. Buddy Chamberlain 23rd. Brent Kingcock 24th. Martin Wenzel 25th. Believe it or not, Martin Wenzel stayed on the lead lap. Way to go, Martin. Randy Baker 26th. James Pandolf 27th. James Murillo 28th. Ryan Marsh 29th. And Andrew Marsh ends up in our 30th position. And that is going to do it. All cars did make the race and finish the race. So not too bad this evening. As always, we want to thank James Pandolf and Tater Bowman for putting this league together. James Pandolf, of course, is our owner, is now taking over doing our financial and marketing. Martin Wenzel, Jordan Gonzalez for all the graphics that you see here for DRL TV. Want to thank Martin Wenzel for all the work he puts in week and week out, updating these graphics, getting our car files and plaques set up. He does a really awesome job with that. Want to thank our race controls, Martin Wenzel, Getty Buckner, James Pandolf, Robbie Armstrong, Dakota Wilkins, Ryan Hesgard, Jeremy Hebel, Richard Springer, Eric Wertherholtz. These gentlemen, they do a lot behind the scenes most people don't know. You probably never even see or hear anything about them, but they do a tremendous job with monitoring the situations, clearing black flags, throwing yellow flags when needed. They do an awesome job, and they don't really get a lot of respect for it, but I just want to tip my hat to them. Y'all do an awesome job week in and week out. Want to thank all the broadcasters, myself, David Welborn Jr., Ryan Branch, Martin Wenzel, Getty Buckner, James Pandolf, Derek Pemberton, Eric Wertherholtz, David Lindahl, David Wingfield, and tonight I was joined by Alexander Russell. Thank you again, Mr. Russell, for being a part of DRL TV this night.
No problem, Mike. I hope if there's any other races that maybe come back Daytona, Talladega, I'd be welcome to return. I love those tracks, and I'd be interested to commentate for them.
Well, it seems like we're up in the air with well, I know Wingfield had work he had to do, or school work or something like that, and Lindahl is still waiting to get his upgrade for his internet, so we might take you up on that offer, brother.
You're welcome to come back.
All right, and we want to thank our administrators, James Pandolf, Getty Buckner, Martin Wenzel, Ryan Branch, and myself. Thoughts and concerns, we are in Discord, we are in red. If you have any of those, hit us up, let us know. We do discuss things all the time, 24 hours, 7 days a week. Somebody is in our administrator chat, and we are talking back and forth. So send us a message if you got thoughts or concerns with that. Anything that you might think about to make the broadcast better, hit James Pandolf up. If you're not part of Discord, we'll discuss it, as always. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to conclude our broadcast this evening. I want to thank you for coming out for DRL TV here at the Auto Club. With that being said, Mr. Russell, you got anything to add?
Nothing. It's just, I hope you guys tune in for next week. I know Cup Series, everything will be at Martinsville, I believe. It'll be a really interesting show. Tune in to tomorrow night, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. Watch some real great truck racing. I know I'll be tuning in to see who gets a checkered flag there.
Well, it probably won't be me, but I'm going to have fun going forward anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, good night, God bless, and we'll look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow night.